how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to City Skylines. Welcome back to Greensville. I hope you're having a good one because I am excited to be back. And I know what you're thinking. You don't even have to say it, because I just know. You're thinking, Dylan, you started this series with a face cam on a green screen with you in the corner and nothing around you, and then you changed it. You changed it to be that stupid box on the left side of the screen, and now you have the nerve to not even have face cam in this video. What's going on? I want to speak to the manager. I'm pretty sure that's what you're thinking. Now, I hate to tell you, but I am the manager. You're already speaking to him. The reason there's no camera is simple. The short answer is that I didn't really feel like it. The long answer is that I am getting treatment for a thing, and the treatment makes my skin a little bit nasty. So I just didn't think it was, I guess, appropriate. Not that it bothers, like, I'm not bothered by it. I'll still go to the store. I'll still go where I gotta go. I'll still do what I gotta do. And I still turn on face cam in the live streams. But I just felt it was like, it didn't feel right to, like, sit on camera. Because, like, at the start of this series and when I came back from my break, I sort of had, like, a bit of a breakout, like, what's going on right now? And there were a couple of comments that were like, oh man, acne, huh? And it's like, no, it's not acne, it's a thing. And I'm now getting treatment for it. So it's back, but it's going to go away again. So Facecam will be back at some point in the next couple of weeks, is what I'm getting at. Whether or not you like Facecam, that's entirely up to you. I like it, it's fun, and I miss people being able to see that I'm talking with my hands. Because I'm talking with my hands, it's just that you can't see it, all right? Anyway, I've been a little bit busy between episodes, and I've built this area right here. It's nothing particularly impressive, but the reason for it existing is so that we can build more stuff a little bit later on, because we've not had any demand for residential in a while. Not any proper demand for residential, and that's a bit of a pain when you consider that this entire space over here is residential zoning. And also, I am not entirely sure if this bit should be residential or this bit or that bit, because that's right next to the park and I feel like that would be really loud. So that can be commercial in there, but this entire area is commercial and offices, and I think that's fine. I think it's totally okay. I think it works out, and I think it will, you know, I mean, it has brought down the demand for commercial and offices, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. And I've also gone ahead and connected it up to the metro line. So hopefully it's going to be a relatively popular destination because we have a couple of these nice and fancy metro lines out here, which I absolutely adore. I also adore that there's like buildings on it. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna be honest, having buildings in the, Oh, that's not right. that's not quite what we're going. Okay, you know what? You know what we're gonna do here? We're just gonna fix that because that is not quite what I'm looking for. So take you out of there, and we'll just do one of these guys, so it's a little bit easier to deal with there, because I think there's a bit of a height difference, and that's kind of what's caused it to get a little bit weird. It's a bit of a weird curve there, but we can grab this stop, bring it over, get these guys in here, and that'll do. It'll do the same job, it just doesn't look quite as fancy, and that's fine. It's okay. We'll deal with the fact that it's not a fancy stop. They have one in the neighborhood anyway. So, while this is all building up, I do want to make this area kind of nice, at least as nice as I can manage to make it. So this whole space here is gonna be kind of a nice park, is what I'm thinking. This space right here, admittedly, is not gonna be a nice park. It's gonna be one of two things, and I think it's gonna be this. Yeah, I think we'll do that so I can fill up the space kind of nicely, and we can go ahead and just do a little bit of that. And that works out. Gives us a little bit of space to play with. We should also do some offices around there as well to fill up that space. But this whole area, I want it to be a bunch of parks. Because my thinking is we have all these people coming over to shop. We have a bunch of people going to work. Why don't we give them somewhere to kind of chill and relax and have a good time? So that's kind of the hope, and that's kind of the plan. So let's go ahead and say that this entire space is maybe going to be a park. I don't know if we want to do that, but we'll do the entire space as the park for now and see how it ends up going. So we'll just bring this all around, bring these guys up to here, bring you up to here, and fill up the entire thing. We'll get some entrances in here, we'll get some trees in here, we'll get some of the big chessboards in here, and, you know, hopefully it actually gets used. I should also probably check my budget or my economy tab. I don't know. We should check and see if parks are making money. That's what I'm getting at, because I've never bothered to check that, and I actually don't know. So this is parks right here. 8,844. That's all right, I guess. It's not too bad. I'll accept it. It could be better. Hopefully will be better with this beautiful park that we're going to put in here. What is this? Poplar Park. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love the alliteration. I love it. You know me. You know me at this point. You've been watching the channel long enough. You know. You already know I love a bit of alliteration. So that's beautiful. As for the entrance to Poplar Park. Oh, God. I'm really glad my microphone's set up properly today, because if it wasn't, then saying Poplar Park all the time would be an absolute nightmare for the thing. But fortunately, we're good. Now, we've got that guy there. Let's put an entrance there, and let's put an entrance there, so I can get a really nice curve around that road. And what we can do is connect these guys together. We should, honestly, I think just do, you know, paths going the entire way around this. So all of that zoning there kind of needs to go. And then I need to figure out how I'm going to connect this, because I'm not 100% sure. This guy's going to come out and go there. Space already occupied. Hello. I find that hard to believe. Space already occupied. Are you kidding? Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that's a bit annoying. Okay. Is it really, it's really gonna do this, isn't it? It's really gonna do this. Can I do that bit? No. Okay. Maybe we don't need the main entrance right now. I mean, we do, but I mean right now. So if I go back into here, we have, I guess, grid snap. I don't need grid snapping, do I? I need to go like that. Oh my God, this is... What do you mean space already occupied? What do you mean cities? Oh, come on. Don't do this. This is infuriating. So it turns out I am what is commonly referred to as an idiot. For some reason, the gates weren't positioned properly. That was the issue. That was the entire problem. So we have the path that I wanted, and I don't need to yell at Cities Skylines anymore, which is it weird? Like, am I the only one that does that? Not yells at video games in general, but like I'll sort of like yell at Cities Skylines and then have a moment of like, man, of all the games I could be yelling at right now, this is definitely the weirdest one, I think. Because it's like, I get people yelling at like a first-person shooter, right? I get that, because I've been there. I've been that guy, right? I've been the one yelling at Halo, and I've been the one yelling at Fortnite, or I've been the one yelling at Call of Duty, right? I've been there. I think, you know, a lot of us have at some point or other. Not all of us, but certainly a lot of us have been there and been yelling at one of those games, or Medal of Honor back in the day, or Battlefield, whatever. The game doesn't really matter. I'm kind of just listing games at this point that I'm honestly excited for. I got a little bit sidetracked there. Those are all games that I'm genuinely excited for. But Cities Skylines is like a weird one, I think, to sort of yell at, isn't it? Because it's a city builder. It's supposed to be chill. It's supposed to be kind of a chill time, and here I am like, don't do that, cities. You know, it's... I can't imagine I'm the only person that does it, and I can't imagine I'm the only person that's like, I feel a little weird yelling at Cities Skylines. I might be. Maybe I am. And if I am, then do let me know. But I don't know. I can't imagine I'm the only one. So yeah, let me know in the comments below whether or not you yell at City Skylines, I guess. Because that's another question I have for you today. Anyway, we've got some fences around here, which is fantastic. We can put some trees in that space as well. We don't need fences there. We do need fences along this entire section of road, which honestly, I am not at all looking forward to trying to do this, because this is going to be hell. So that needs to go a little further up there, Oh my God, a little further. Oh, why is it not working now? Come on. I think it needs to go like a little bit further here, right? So like to about there. And then we go to about there and do that. Nope. What about there? Okay. I mean, that does it. That's just, it's not exactly neat, is it? So does that work? It does. Can I bring it back a little bit and have it neater? I can. What about there? That'll do. I'm not going to spend eternity trying to get this thing right. I'm going to be honest. I am absolutely not going to spend eternity trying to get these things properly spaced out. So this is as good as we're getting today in terms of fence work. It's as good as we're getting, and it's good enough for me. Okay, so the fencing's done. Let's go ahead and just get some basic park whatever things in here, plazas and things like that. We actually haven't unlocked this thing. We need a level 5 city park at some point, which I've just realized that it's a climbing frame. I was about to put that thing in there, but I think a climbing frame in an office and well, actually a climbing frame in a commercial district is probably not a terrible idea, because you can like go shopping with the kids and then be like, okay, we'll go to the park for a little bit since you behaved, and then, you know, let them climb in the thing to tire themselves out and then go home and, I don't know, watch Coronation Street or something. I'm not speaking from experience here, I swear. I don't have kids. I mean, me as a kid, just by the way. That was a pretty common thing back when. I hated going to the shops. I absolutely hated, with a passion, going to the shops, because I was raised by my grandparents, right? I think that's a relatively known thing at this point. So going to the shops was like, okay, we're going to every shop and we're going around them very slowly. And it took a while. Every single time. Every single time it would take a while. And that's putting it mildly. Because it was into the supermarkets because we had to do the weekly shop, and then it was over to the clothes store because, you know, my gran wanted to see what was there, what might be on sale, and all that kind of stuff. And then it was out to the wholesalers so that we could get things like toilet roll and kitchen roll and like cleaning stuff at cheaper prices. And this was like from one part of the town to another part of the town to another part of the town. And then it was like, oh, we have to go and get the car seen to. So, we're going to be sat at the mechanic for, an hour while they're looking at it. And what was worse about that was there was a KFC. Really? Was it a KFC? I don't know if it was a KFC or a McDonald's. It doesn't really matter. But there was a fast food place like right next to or really close to the mechanic. And every time I was like, oh, can we like go and sit in there? Because obviously the plan here is, oh, we're just going to go sit in there. We'll have to order like a drink or something so that we're actually allowed to, because you can't just go and sit in a fast food place without being a customer. But the idea is obviously like, oh, we'll just go and order something cheap and sit there. And then you get to the fast food place and it's like, oh, I want this and I want this and I want this. I was a devious little, and so on. So that never happened either, right? That's the point I was getting at, was I'd try and go to there and we'd do that. I hated it. I really hated shopping. I still sort of do. to be completely honest. I'm still not a huge fan of it. Because, like, I do most of my shopping online. I feel like a lot of us do. At least I keep seeing ads anyway. In the UK, they have these ads. They're like, oh, you know, online shopping, blah, blah, blah. You know, shop here, blah, blah, blah. We now have an online store, blah, blah, blah. So I like online shopping. That's the point I'm getting at. I much prefer it. It's so much easier. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to see people. I click a couple of buttons, you know, clickety-clack on the keyboard, and then a couple of days later, the thing that I wanted shows up. And if I'm lucky, I forgot about it, so it's a really pleasant surprise when it shows up. Now, that is the best kind of delivery that you can get from an online shop. One that you have forgotten about. Obviously, you know, you might still need it, but you forgot you needed it, and then it shows up and you're like, oh, man, just what I needed. Thank you, past me, right? I love it. I really, really, really love a good online shop. There's nothing quite like it. You can't beat it. You know, going to an actual shop just doesn't cut it because you have to deal with people. There is, I don't know if has this turned into an ad? Should I email Amazon and be like, hey, you owe me money? I don't know what this commentary is. This is me without face cam, I guess. I really don't know what this video has just turned into, but I'm here for it. This is a hill I will die on. Online shopping is considerably better than real life shopping. Okay, this looks fine for now. I don't think we need to go too crazy with it. I don't think we need to do much more with it. We have enough paths. We have all of the buildings and services and things that they're going to be needing. But what we don't have necessarily are enough services for the district. So let's go ahead and get a crematorium over here. We'll go for that spot right there for it, and that'll cover that entire space. We're going to need a crematorium over here as well. So we'll go for this spot down at the end of that road. And that covers that space kind of nicely. It's looking like we're going to need one in here as well. So we'll go for right in the middle of that space. We can go for one down here as well. And that mostly covers all of the new spaces in terms of death care. In terms of healthcare, well, that's lacking a little bit, isn't it? So let's do a clinic there. And that will really nicely cover that space. And I don't think we're going to need a clinic over here because this is not a residential space. I think we'll be okay without it. And I've also forgot some pipes down here. Well, I didn't forget them. I didn't forget the pipes. I just didn't place them in this particular space. So it's different, right? This doesn't count as forgetting. It counts as not caring, I guess. I don't think that's better. I don't think that's better, but it's what I'm going to stick with is what it is. Now, we've got that space going. We have got some demand building for residential, but we still have a good bit of demand for industry. So I'm wondering, I mean, what's going on down here? So not enough workers. What's the problem? You've got uneducated, you need educated workers. Now, thinking about it, isn't education something I have absolutely neglected forever? Yeah, it is. Funny how that happens. Even the university, we could use another one of those. So I'll tell you what, let's get a high school and let's put it right. Oh, you know what? I really like the idea of right there because it's next to a couple of bus stops. That's kind of a fantastic place for it. And then what we could do is an elementary school right there. So it's also next to the bus stops. That's a pretty good place for it, I gotta be honest. Over here could use a high school as well, though. So, do we have any bus stops around here? That is going to be the question. I don't know if we actually do. No, we really don't. Okay. I mean, I guess we can do something about this, because if I go to here, and I grab this line, and I just extend it to, say, here, right? And then we grab this guy and put it, say, there. And then we grab this guy and put it, say, there. So that now loops around a little bit better. And that means I can put, you know, a nice high school and just education hub up here, which is kind of exactly what I wanted. So let's do a high school there. It has a little bit more space to the side than I was hoping for, which I'm not thrilled about. I actually don't like that location at all. So let's go for here instead and see if that plays better, which it's, not really. Not really at all. What about just putting a high school over here then? So we'll just kind of sink it down in that space. We'll let it kind of disappear into that space and that'll be okay. In terms of elementary, I'm going to do 2 like that. So right next to each other, right by the bus stop, that'll hopefully mean that we have a good number of people, you know, coming over here to the elementary schools. Now, high school availability is still not quite there. So we actually don't have any high schools in this entire area. So let's do a high school there. And that should bring the availability up quite nicely, which it absolutely did. And for elementary schools, we'll just do a couple across the road. So right in the heart of that area. And we can go ahead and throw in a couple of these guys just next to the high school to kind of look a little bit interesting. So that should solve a lot of those problems. It doesn't solve the elementary school ones though. So what we can do, no, we can't. I was gonna say we can bring the budget up, but we absolutely can't. We don't have enough elementary schools. Simple as that. Even though a lot of people are educated. Huh. That's interesting. Almost everybody is actually educated, so not really sure what that's about. But the good news is we have a very busy bus stop right there, so why don't we throw a couple of elementary schools just down there? So just a little bit away from that bus stop, and that does bring the capacity up kind of nicely, so I think that'll be all right. Although there's also none in all of this space either, so why not there and there? And we can do some paths at either end of them as well. So we would want to go there. We would want to go there. And then we need to do, I guess, some crossings, which, I mean, we could do that and that. Those aren't lined up perfectly, but that's honestly probably as good as it's going to get, unless I redo the, I could redo that stretch of road. It's going to be a little bit weird, but I think we'll do it anyway. So we'll do this. We'll do this. We can then downgrade these guys, take out those roads, and we keep the crossings, which is absolutely perfect. So that means we have some crossings. People can get, to the elementary schools nice and easily. So that's good. That's absolutely perfect. Now, I keep looking at this space in the middle here, and I'm really not sure what to do with it, because it's still a lot of low density zoning. And I feel like turning it into high density zoning is going to cause a lot of problems, because obviously traffic is a bit of a pickle in and around that area. So I'm actually going to do something that I'm a little sad to do this, but I think it's going to be for the best. We're going to take out all of this. We're going to take out all of these roads, all of those buildings. And I don't know what I'm going to turn that space into. That's one thing I want to stress, is I have no idea what I'm actually going to put in that space. It's potentially going to be a district. I don't want to say it's going to be a park, because everything's a park right now. You know, everything I'm building is a park. Oh, here's a new park. Here's a new district with a big park in the middle of it. So I don't really want to just build like a central park, you know? I want to try and get away from that a little bit. So I guess the question is, and well, the question goes to all of you. I've asked a lot of questions today, I realize, but yeah, I think the question goes to all of you. What should this district be? Or what should this space be? You know, I don't really want to do a park, so ideas would be lovely. Ideas would be appreciated. is what they would be. Because, I mean, I want it to be... I want it to be functional. I want it to do something. Kind of like this space, right? This space has the stadium with a dead person waiting for transport. It has the stadium, it has the science center, expo center, aquarium, towers, and stuff like that. It's also missing some detail here, which I kind of want to put in there. So just very quickly, give me... Do I want to do this? What about you? What about you? Oh, yeah, that'll do. So let's do that, and let's do that. And that fills up the space. I feel like we probably had those in there that might have burnt down, but there we go. That fills up the space at the very least. You know, we have this area. We have this area, which is remarkably functional for a city that I've built. This area is just here to exist, which actually doesn't have an... Oh, not enough goods. That means we need industry. Also, something's been on fire over here. That's great. Okay. The point being, we have a few districts that are actually functional, and I kind of like the idea of this one being the same. So I'd be curious about what we can put in there, and I kind of wonder... Oh, we could be ridiculous. We could actually be ridiculous. Oh, I both love and hate this idea. Now, I wouldn't put it there. I'd flip it and have the runway go along that other road, but that's no. No, we shouldn't, right? We definitely shouldn't put an airport in the middle of the city. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna. I don't see it happening. You know, speaking of this area, I figured it would be a bit of an idea to just connect it down here and kind of extend the key around a little bit, just so that these areas are... Oh. Not again. Hold on. Are we okay? Yeah, university's fine. I mean, this is kind of a problem because this is the disaster response unit. So if it catches fire and collapses, who deals with it? Right, that's my question. If the disaster response unit burns down, who responds to that disaster? Because I feel like that's an important question no one's asking, except me. And I really don't. Why does everything catch fire? Why does everything in my city? Why does... How's fire coverage? Is fire coverage good? No. I mean, I guess it's a reminder, right? So it's not all bad. It's not the end of the world. It's a reminder that I, you know, need to have fire coverage over here, and probably need to have fire coverage here as well. So we'll do a fire station right about there. Seems like a fair spot for it. Then policing is pretty much non-existent at that end of town, actually, which is surprising, because I'm usually pretty good with these services, I feel. Like, policing and fire are things I feel like I don't usually forget. Although this video might, well, say otherwise. Now, something I have decided to do here is make an absolute mess of the roads around here. Because I figured there's probably not a lot of ways to make it super neat. So why not commit to the spaghetti that we have going on, right? So that's essentially what I've done. I've essentially committed to the idea that these roads are going to be messy, and that's okay. I'm actually kind of keen to see how it builds, and just to see how traffic deals with it and all of that kind of stuff. So much so that I'm thinking I'm going to put some residential stuff in here. I think that'd be kind of cool, just having some residential down here. I also made some slight changes to this corner, which once sort of looped around that way a little bit. Just, you know, minor changes to the emergency sort of service area thing, essentially, is what I'm getting at. So hopefully this works out. Hopefully traffic isn't an absolute disaster. I mean, the disaster response unit is right there, but I don't think that's the kind of disaster that they're going to be looking to respond to. So hopefully this works. I am thinking, though, it might be an idea to go to these junctions and say that they have stop signs. And it might be worth getting an Old Town policy on this at some point as well, just to see how traffic ends up behaving. But we will absolutely find out is what we'll do. This can also be a stop sign because this isn't a huge district anyway. So we'll see how that goes. It is going to need some water. I didn't forget. I was just delayed on this one. That's all. I swear. Absolutely did not forget the water at all. Never have I ever forgotten to put water in City Skylines. There we go. So we'll let that build up. We'll see how it ends up going. I mean, traffic here is pretty bad right now. That is something to be acutely aware of because, I mean, this whole setup is rough. I feel like the roundabout's not going to hold up, especially being so close to a major highway interchange. So what we might end up needing to do is sort of punching out of here with another avenue, bringing it all the way up and, you know, putting in maybe a new highway interchange. But for now, I'm not really too worried about it. My traffic flow overall is 67, which is higher than it has been. It's rough. Don't get me wrong. It is terrible. It is absolutely abysmal. I mean, traffic is backing up onto my highways like crazy, like never before. But I'll fix it eventually. All right, I will fix it in one way or another. Either through clever skill and feats of engineering, or I will simply fire something like a tornado or a meteor at the thing. And either way, there won't be traffic problems anymore. So it's kind of a win-win. You know, you got to have an open mind when it comes to traffic solutions. Sometimes giant rocks from space are valid. Anyway, traffic problems and giant rocks from space aside, that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.